one is one topic in the grammar subject. So let's learn together, class. Yay! So guys, now we start from the introduction. Yeah, the foundational ideas of speech and theory is John Austin. So he is a British philosopher, and then John Austin introduced speech as with the how to do something with words. Yeah, and then speech and theory divided into three. The first is locutionary as, namely meaning of something or meaning of the sentence, and the second one is locutionary act. Yeah, it is intended an action. And the third is locutionary act. Yeah, it is impact on the listeners. And the next, definition. Speech acts are fundamental components of human linguistic communication in which a speaker performs an action by uttering a sentence. So, the speaker says something and then the listener doing something with that utterance.
Okay guys, now I will explain types of speech acts by Austin's statement. First, the start or locutionary, and the second, specific words locution, and the third, effect or allocation. So, types of speech acts, there are three. The first, illusionary acts. So, the illusionary acts are action performed the utterance according to the speaker's intention, meaning there is a specific intention in what is said. Okay, let's see. According to Sir 1969, illusionary acts are the central focus of speech acts theory because they reflect how language performs social actions. These acts are recognized not only by their linguistic form but also by the context in which they are spoken and the convention that governs their use. So, for example, can you open the window? This is an illusionary act because the utterance is intended to give someone to do something. Jadi, illusionary act ini adalah ujaran yang dimana ujaran tersebut memiliki maksud untuk membuat orang lain untuk melakukan sesuatu. Except the locutionary act. So, what is locutionary act? Locutionary acts are utterances that are grammatically correct and semantically meaningful. What is said reflects factual information. So, let's say according to Austin's 1962, it includes the phonetic, sound, synthetic, or grammar and semantic meaning component of speech. And for example, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. This is sentence single state of fact. It is grammatically correct and clear in meaning. Okay, and the third will be explained by my friend.
And the third one is locutionary acts. So example, there's a fire. Might make people panic or run away. So, these three types of speech styles help us understand not just what is said, but what is meant and how it affects us. And the next topic will be explained by my friend.
Okay guys, now the next I will explain about the classification of speech acts. According to John Searle, 1876, he made a classification of speech acts into 5 primary types. The first is representatives. The second is directives. The third is commissives. The fourth, expressive. And the last, declaration. Now I will explain one by one. Okay, the first type is representatives. And in other words, we can say it assertives. What is the meaning of the assertives or representatives? It is known as speech acts in which the speaker commit. So we must remember about the speaker commit. Commit to the trust of certain proposition. So in here, the speaker's intention is to convey beliefs, convey assert fact, or describe the word as they perceive it. So this is some example. We focus from the one sample. The report is green. The report is green. In each of the examples, the speaker is presenting information that they consider to be true. So it is the truth. The report is already. The report has already informed the listeners of task completion. While the second sample, I believe that the climate change is a real threat, shares personal stance or belief. So, assertives is convey the belief, convey the fact or truth. And the second type is about directive. Direct, langsung. So, directive are speech act intended to cause the listeners to take some form of action. So, when the speakers say in directive, so the listeners do the action directly. The function to influence the behavior of others and include command, request, suggestion, instruction, and question. So let's see the samples. The first, for example, please review the agenda document. Can you attend the meeting tomorrow? Kindly submit your report by Friday. Don't forget to email reply. So if you consider this, directly give the sentence to make the listeners do or acting. So explanation. In this example, the speaker is trying to get the hearer to do something. To make the hearer to do something. For example, please review the attached document. This is a polite request that anticipates the listener's compliance. Why? Don't forget to email the client. It's a reminder with a direct force. Directive force. This kind of speech acts are commonly used in organizational setting where tasks must be delegated or coordinated. Okay, next. The third type is commissive. So when we know about the commissive, we can remember committing, commitment. Committing Indonesia commitment, ya guys. So commissive involves the speaker committing to future goals of action. It is different or unlike directives, which try to get others to act. Commissive focus on the speaker's own intention or obligation. For example, this is some example. The first, I will send the report by the end of the day. It's made like commitment from the speakers. Okay, next. The fourth is expressive. In Indonesia, expressive. Expressive or expressive. Expressive are speech acts that reveal the speaker's emotional attitude, psychological reaction to a situation. They are used to make social relationship and include apologize, congratulations, condolences, thanks, and complaints. So, this is some example. The first, I apologize for the delay. I apologize for the delay. Congratulations for your promotion. Thank you for your hard work. I am disappointed by the outcome. So this is the expressive. The utterance above express how the speaker feels about a particular event or circumstances. So it is about the expressive, how the speaker show their expressive atau expressive by the utterance. Okay, next. Okay, the next is about the declaration. Declaration atau deklarasi mengumumkan, menyatakan, mendeklarasikan. Declaration are unique in that they bring about the immediate change in social or institutional reality through the very act of being uttered. This act usually requires a specific situation, role, or authority to be effective. They include pronouncing, naming, assigning, appointing, and declaring. For example, the first, the meeting is adjourned. I now pronounce you husband and wife. That is like the declaration. Dan deklarasi akan menyatakan, memberitahukan. So, I now pronounce you as husband and wife, and you are hereby promoted. I resign from my position. So, that's the examples about demonstrate how certain utterance, when made in the right context and by the right person, transform the same state of affairs. Okay, next. Okay, there is the explanation about the types of the speech acts, and this is will explained by my friend.
Next topic is component and feature of speech act. In front of you we have 4 points about components and feature of speech act. The first is performative utterances. The second is speaker's intention. The third is learns